I wish that I could um, articulate the joy of giving and the blessings that come with that. I can only say that in my life, I've been amused sometimes, amazed sometimes, delighted sometimes in the joy, unexpected things that happened, and I could trace it back to the giving. It's hard to tell people that. All I can say is that there is joy, there is a great satisfaction that comes to you as you give sacrificially. When we first married we would give a tenth of our income to the church, and it would come out of the first of our giving. At the first of the month, we wrote the check for whatever our income was. It was a tenth. And we have stuck with that our whole married life, which has been now 60 plus years. So we've had this very strong commitment to giving to the church. And it's not just giving to the local church. I'm very passionate about the total United Methodist Church and the things that they do in the world. When Bill was elected bishop, we were certainly fortunate enough to travel all over the world and see what the church was doing and the impact that it was making in places. And that's exciting to me. So when I think about giving, yes, I'm giving to the local church, but it's more than that. It's giving to a work that is doing tremendous good in the world.
When I was a child, my parents brought me into the concept of the tithe. And the church that I grew up in, which was First Methodist Church in Hobbs, New Mexico, when we first began going there, it was simply a basement. There was nothing above ground. It was just the basement floor, and that was it. So we, of course, were involved in building a sanctuary building, which would go on top of the basement. And so one of the things that happened during that period was that they were very much pushing the concept of tithing. And my parents believed in that, practiced that. And one of the things they did to help us was give us these little wooden churches. So this is now, 75 years old, this little church. I was just a young kid in Sunday school. And I noticed that it says on here, this is a bank. And we were to give each family 1 cent, 1 cent per meal per family. So this sat on our dining room table, and we practiced that ritually. We put a penny a meal in there religiously. Now that doesn't sound like very much, but I guess in 1942 or 3, whenever that was more of a significant gift than it sounds like today. But that taught us, or me, what tithing meant. And tithing is different from giving. Giving is taken out of your daily income at your own discretion and at your own rate. Tithing is indeed 10% of your total income. So that there's a difference between tithes and gifts. I would start at the point of a percentage giving. I would say begin at a 1%. If you've never tithed before, begin at a 1% of your income. And figure out what that is. If that's more than you can do now, start with 0.5%, with the intention of next year, I'm going to step it up 0.5%, so I get it to 1%. And then the next year, I'm going to step it up to maybe 2% until I can, over the years, build it up to a tithe of 10%. My hopes and dreams for Reno FUMC is that it will continue in the spirit in which it now exists, and that is excitement, electricity, energy, and commitment to Jesus Christ and the teachings of Jesus Christ. To see the energy in this sanctuary on Sunday morning is indeed inspiring. To see all those children come up the aisle to have children's time up here is inspiring. And we get to sing, we're marching in the light of God while that happens. We want to follow John Wesley's understanding of what the church is all about, and that is to spread scriptural holiness across the face of the land. So we want to see Reno First United Methodist Church continue to spread scriptural holiness in Reno and across the world by its teachings, by the people that come here, and by the excitement that they carry around with them in the workplace, in their places of play, that says we believe that this is the answer to the world that the world is seeking to have. And that is the blessings and grace and love and mercy of Jesus Christ will lead us to be true lights in the world in which we live. That's what we want Reno First United.
I'm hoping with this pledge drive that we're able to fund the things that we've already started and can continue with and feel good about, and not have to cut back on because we don't have the funds to do it. Because I give to First United Methodist Church in Reno because, first of all, I feel called that that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm trying to follow the teachings of Jesus and the call that God has always placed on his people, that you give to God's work in the world.
And so I give out of the real joy of being able to serve my Lord in a way that will help other people.
Seek justice. Love kindness. Walk humbly with God. Reno First.